My name is Natalie. I'm cis, so I go by she and her, and I'm bisexual. However, my definition of it probably differs from like the traditional definition because I don't really like. I know some people say the difference is that like it's like non-trans inclusive. It's like I don't know. I think that's just really transphobic too. Like trans men and women are just men and women, so like why wouldn't I be attracted to them as well?
Yeah.
And like even people who identify as non-binary and still fall under the trans umbrella, like obviously, like if I like the person, I like the person. However, I currently have a girlfriend whom I love very much, and
that's
so
sweet.
That's my.
What would you define as coming out?
An outdated term, truly, because you're never done coming out. You don't come out once and like everyone in the world knows that you're not straight. Like it doesn't happen like that. And it's a lot of the time it's not even your choice. Like people just like assume. I got outed in class once by the professor because he asked us how many of us had significant others. And we raised our hands. And I was sitting in the front row, and he came up to me in front of everyone, and he was like, "Oh, so, like, do you love him? Are you going to marry him?" And I was like, "Is he the one?" And I was like, I believe that she is, yeah. And the entire
It's always
class,
the pronoun that, like, is left with silence.
It is. The class erupted into laughter, and he looked so shocked, and he started stuttering over himself, and he got really red, and it was
Why
horrible.
Is that even a reaction?
And then you have the people who can't really like come out, and they shouldn't feel any less included in the community for that, because a lot of the time people can't come out like for their own personal safety. And I don't know, like telling your family and everything, like yeah, like I guess that could be your coming out, but otherwise, like I don't know, I don't like the term itself. Thanks.
So like, even though we don't like the word, who's the like first person that you told, and like what led you to that decision to like, I don't know, tell someone?
Actually, I guess the first person that I would have told technically would have been like the first girl that like I realized I had romantic feelings for. And then the first person like that I actually confided in. Actually not a good person, like found out later on.
If it's the person, it's the person. You can't change that.
But it was my older cousin, just because like I don't know, he gave me a lot of counsel like when I was younger. He was actually just grooming me because he was kind of a predator, but like who knew? Right? And but he honestly played like a really big role in me, like not, I guess, like K-wording myself over it, like just because I grew up really, really religious. Like my father really pushed church on me, and so we were in the Church of Christ, and obviously if you're not straight, you're gonna go to hell. And I don't know, that was also another aspect of it, which I mean a lot of the queer youth deal with,
Does your family know? Does your father know?
Now he does. He actually found out, like, I guess my coming out was, I mean, I started identifying as bisexual when I was 13. Like, I realized it, accepted it.
Yeah.
Turns
was
out...
that realization, like, easy? Or was it just, like, hearing the word and you're like, oh, that's it?
I think so. Like, I had to, like, read about it on Tumblr.com. But, I realized, I was like, well, yeah, like, I do, like, look at boys and girls the same way. And, like, I thought that that's how everyone looked at people. Like, people are just people, really.
Just like, this is how things are.
Yeah, and then it was like, actually, Natalie, you're not supposed to think that that girl is that beautiful. Like, that's a little, not straight. And I was like, oh... yeah, that makes sense. But, like, Taylor Lautner was still amazingly attractive to me, so I was like, I can't be a lesbian because I am still attracted to men, my biggest flaw.
So on your sexuality, what would you say is, like, some common misconceptions of that?
What aren't common misconceptions of bisexuality? like, obviously, there's, like, the big one where it's like, oh, like, if I want a threesome, I need to, like, find someone who's bisexual, and it's like, I mean, I guess, or you cannot, like, label, like, sexual experiences like that based on someone's sexuality. I can't tell you how many couples have, like, asked me to be their third, and it's like, that's not, that's not really what my sexuality means. Like, why would hearing I'm bisexual, like, why would you think that that's the first thing that you could say to me? Like,
yeah, I was going to say that's a really weird thing to say to somebody who you barely know.
yeah, but, like, you know, I don't mean to point fingers or anything, but when the straights hear, like, oh, that person's not straight, like, they have, like, this, like, weird, like, hypersexualized fixation on what that means. I think another thing that, like, I'm not sure if bisexual men face this, like, on the opposite side. Like, I feel like the hypersexualization, like, from cis male, like, straight men a lot, like, they have said some horrible things just because, like, I don't know, like, they view bisexual women who, like, date women more often than not, like, as lesbians. Like, they'll, like, blatantly call you a lesbian even though you just said you were bisexual. And they'll make it about how, like, it's, like, they're, like, the first man there, like, for however long or whatever. It's horrible. It's awful, and I cannot stand it. But, like, that doesn't, I don't know. Obviously, that happens with lesbians, too. Like, they deal with that. Like, men are like, oh, my dick could, like, fix you. And it's like, there's nothing wrong. Then there's, like, the struggle of, like, oh, like, you're a lesbian, and, like, if you're with a woman, or, like, oh, so you're straight now, like, if you're with a man, or, like, I don't know what would happen if you were with someone who didn't identify as either, but it's, I don't know, it's a little challenging, especially when you don't, like, I guess, like, present as blatantly gay. Like, a lot of the times, you know, like, people, like, I don't, if you know me, I don't really radiate a straight energy, but, like, if I'm not, like, a blatantly, like, dressed, like, masculine, like, a lot of men will be, like, surprised that I'm not, like, straight. And it's usually only men that are surprised. They're like, oh, there's no way that she couldn't be attracted to me. And it's like, maybe. But that's not okay. And I don't know, like, I experienced it with my dad a lot, like, before he knew, like, I was gay.
It's just the automatic assumption that you're...
Yeah, he would always be like, are you gay? And I'd be like, no.
You're asking the wrong questions.
Yeah, like, I'm not gay. I'm bi. Like, you're just not, like...
How open are you about, like, being, like, bi in, like, your daily life? Because, like, I know that some people believe that if you're in the LGBT community, you should be, like, for a lack of a better term, like, loud about it. Like, that should be a part of, like, your introduction. And there's other people who are, like, if you ask me, I will be honest, but otherwise it's just, like...
Honestly, I believe that is entirely up to, like, your discretion, because, like, obviously everyone's individual experiences and their ideas of safety are different. Like, I don't know, me personally...
Yeah, I'm asking on a personal level. Because both are very valid.
Right. I don't know, I am pretty open about it, just because, like, I don't know, my dad was, like, literally abusive over it, and... Like, I kind of had to go back into the closet. Like, he found out when I was 16.
16.
And then...
How did he find out again?
He found out because he walked in the room while my, like, at the time, like, high school sweetheart was, like, on me. And, like, we weren't doing anything, like, past, like, PG-13, like, at all. But it obviously wasn't straight.
It was, like, the fact that you were with another...
Yeah. And, it was horrible. It was a horrible experience, and it was really bad. And it was just as bad as I anticipated it to be, truly. And, ultimately, like, my father, like, forced me back in the closet because he was like, you know, if you don't stop this, like, you're gonna, because my parents were separated, he was like, you're gonna have to go live with your mom. Which, at the time, and he made a point to say, like, would mean, like, I didn't get to go to college, or, like, I wouldn't get a car, or, like, like, I wouldn't graduate with my friends. Like, that was a big one. Like, everyone else knew, and everyone else was okay with it, even in, like, my really
Did you
small
ever experience
high school.
that question where you're just like, how do you not already, like, see this in me?
Maybe, I don't know, because, like, my mom knew. Like, when I told her, she was like, I knew. But then I got to college, and, like, still hella gay. And then it was this past Christmas, actually, and I have been with my girlfriend since, like, March 20th, 2017. I don't know, it was Christmas. It was Christmas on the day. My dad and I were going to go to San Antonio, like, for Christmas just to hang out, because, like, he's a truck driver, so he doesn't really, like, have a lot of time off. And, we were getting ready to leave, and I don't know, like, I was like, I'm 21, man, like, I was 21.
How old are you now?
I'm 21.
Okay, cool.
I turned 22 in November, though. But I was like, I'm tired of the lies. Like, I am almost approaching the age of being a grown-ass woman, and
22 is a grown-ass woman.
26. However, 22, like, you need to, like, at least, like, be able to
kind of shape up.
Right. And so I was like, and, like, my dad was, like, getting ready, and everything was great, and I was like, Dad. And he was like, what? His gruff voice. And I was like, you know I'm dating Shae-Lynn, right? Because, like, we've lived together, like, forever now. And since March 20th, 2017. I don't know how we did that, but we did.
Wait, like...
We started living together from day
roommates?
one.
Okay.
Like...
and they were roommates.
Mm-hmm. And... He just got so, like, his entire face dropped, and I was like, he was probably absolutely devastated. I mean, I'm sure he knew. Like, okay. My father's not an idiot. Like, he's not. As much as he likes to, like, pretend that he is. Like, he loves living in denial. It's horrible. But he sat down, like, heavily, like, plopped down in his chair, and I was like, and he didn't say anything, and so, like, I told him, I was like, you know, like, I understand, like, if you, like, don't want to talk to me anymore, like, because, you know, like, I know how you feel about it, and I don't know what to tell you, Dad. Like, you said it was a phase. It's been 5 years. I don't know what you want from me. It's been longer than that. It never goes away. And, like, I sound all calm and collected now. Like, then I was, like, like, stuttering and, like, trying not to cry.
Oh, I was going to say, you're handling, like, it sounds like you're handling this a lot better than, like, anyone else I know.
Oh, yeah, no. It, like, because I really did expect, and, like, my dad, for the longest time, like, is, like, really, like, the only parent I have. Like, he is the one parent I have, and I'm adopted, so, like, that means more. Like, I guess I was ready to give it up. Like, I didn't want to. Like, obviously no one was.
What were you hoping for? Like, did you...
I mean, what happened is what I was hoping for, because my dad was like, you know, like, eventually he was like, you know, like, you're still my daughter. And, like, I love you no matter what. Which is way better than when he found out when I was 16. Oh my God. He was like, you're not my little girl. You're not my baby girl anymore. I can't look at you without wanting to vomit and be sick. Like, you disgust me. If I ever catch you doing this shit again, I'll beat the shit out of you. Yeah, like, it was like a major 180. Yeah. And it took, you know, like, a couple of years. But, like, progress is progress. Growth is growth. And then Shae and I actually went Facebook official a couple days ago, I think, a few days ago. And I did not hear from my dad for, like, 3 days. Like, it was just radio silence, which is really unusual for him.
Is he a Facebooker? Is that, like, the term?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is. And, like, our church community, like, obviously a small town. So, like, they're all on our Facebooks. And, like, he gets really, I don't know, like, I usually get on Facebook just to tweet really radical left stuff.
You get on Facebook to tweet?
Tweet, you're right. That's how often I use Facebook. I only do it for the gags.
I have, like, no social media, so, like, you're gonna have to explain this more fully.
Like, I'm trying to think. Like, one post, I was like I think I've made 2 Facebook posts, like, in the last 2 years, probably. And they're all just really, like, left politically. And so, like, I'll make the post and then, like, get off and, like, just let everyone...
Pandemonium.
Yes. And my dad gets so upset because a lot of the time it alienates, like, you know, like, Republicans and, like, really radical right-wing people who advocate for kids to be locked up in cages, but you know, it's whatever. I'm the crazy one. And I don't know, my dad, like, I guess it's a small town thing. Like, it's like, oh, well, that makes me look bad. And I'm like, really? Like, one of them literally said, you didn't used to be like that. Like, is that what college is teaching you? And it's like, I've always been like this. Like I said, everyone knew about my sexuality.
Yeah.
And they were okay with it. It was just a part of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, I really thought that was weird. Like, plugging my high school, Brady High School. I don't know how it is now. But we had a lot of queer kids, like, around the same 4 years. And, like, I don't know. Looking back on it, it is very weird, but, like, we had so many kids that were out, and, like, we were all just... I mean, obviously, we all kind of hung out with each other more, but...
I mean, I imagine if there's only, like, what you said, 87.
And that was just my year. Like, there
okay.
was...
Well, that's still, like, small, so I guess it'd be kind of, like,
total.
hard to not hang out with.
I mean, I guess, yeah, like, everyone did kind of... I mean, we still had cliques, like, very badly.
What clique did you fall in there?
Honestly, I guess...
Harry Potter lovers.
No, I didn't read Harry Potter until I was in college.
Oh, wow. Is that why you're...
all about it now? Yes. God, what was it? Honestly, we were all the top 10, like, academically. I guess I also hung out with, like, the preppy white girls, but not, like... I don't know, like, the okay ones, like, not the evil ones. Like, they had...
There was evil ones?
Yes! There's always evil, preppy white girls in high school.
Can't relate.
Can't relate.
I didn't eat lunch in the cafeteria.
We had to. We were corralled. I think we had open campus, like, 2 years while I was there, but other than that, like,
you can't fit, like... My graduating class was, like, 716 people. Like, you can't fit that many people in...
Bro, my high school probably sounds like a speck to you. That's good.
But, yeah. Okay. So we're, like, now a little bit off topic, so I'm bring it back. Right. Sort of. But just to end on, like, a happy note, like, what's good? What makes you happy?
In general, or, like, about...
You can answer that question however you want. What sparks joy?
Honestly, man, seeing people content. Like, honestly, I get it a lot whenever... So, like, I hope other people, like, feel this, like, definition. Like, I don't know, like, I just, like, I'll be sitting, like, on the couch, and, like, my cats will be on me, or, like, next to me, and then, like, Shae-Lynn's, like, also next to me, and, like, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Like, literally just content. Like,
yeah.
Like, happy, but in a very calm, reassuring way.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, that just seems so hard for people to grasp now. And I feel that, like, that's...
Did you always grasp that, like, concept?
Absolutely not. Like, I was,
When was the moment that you realized that you were content? Or at least, like, where you were just like, damn, I'm content.
Honestly, it took a while. It took a long, long while. Because, like, I didn't realize it until I became content. I was probably, I don't know, I might have realized it a year ago as recently, probably. Like, in retrospect, I was so angry. I really was.
Over?
And just, like, over being dealt the horrible hand that I was. Like, God. Brown, a woman raised by a single father. Republican.
And gay.
Very religious, and I was bi as hell.
Bi. I use it as
I do too. I do
just
too.
now.
I also use queer.
Like, don't
even though
at me.
people don't
Yeah.
like that one. But I think if you want to label yourself as queer instead of picking a specific label, that's fair too.
Yeah.
However, I digress. Where was I?
Content.
Content.
And anger.
Angry, my dad.
That's
horrible. Yes. I'm also a Scorpio. Like, it was just in my nature. And then I guess I got with Cheyenne, and I just realized, like, how many bad habits and insecurities I had picked up from, like, all of the secretive, hushed relationships that I went through with, like, straight girls I put parentheses on straight. Straight girls in high school, and, like, who just thought that I was, like, a fun experiment. And, like, it really, like, at the time, I didn't think much of it. Like, I was like, whatever, like...
You're a baby.
Right. I don't know, like, I never really felt, like, enough. And, like, especially, like, with my father, you know, like, I wasn't the ideal daughter that he wanted. And I didn't realize, like, until I got with someone who was like, oh, yeah, like, no, like, you're fine. Like, what I want...
Did that take some time? I imagine it took some time.
It took a lot of time. And, like, I don't know. I still, like, I'm not perfect. Still have things to work on. Still have insecurities. But it's different now. Like, I guess I just, like, finally found someone, like, who helped me work on myself, like, as much as, like, they were willing to work on themselves, too. And, like, that was the...
Dude, that's the ideal.
Yeah, like, because, like, I had always been the one to, like, give more, and I didn't realize it until I got with someone who did put in effort, but I didn't realize that I had been with people who weren't putting in effort, they were just taking, and so... I don't know. I don't mean to say, like, the gays have it in the bag, but...
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah,
like,
bro, yeah, anytime.
Yeah. And wait, are you coming to the National Coming Out Day thing held by the school?
I actually didn't know there was one, but,
Yeah, it's not on October 11th.
Then what day is it on?
The 17th.
Actually, that's fine. I can't be here the 11th or the 12th anyway because I'm taking Cheyenne to a Lana concert.
I'm gonna stop this now.